Okay, we are recording. Perfect. Okay, so thank you so much again for coming for Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of you guys, your cat mamas, dog mamas, baby mamas, like all the things. I'm sure if you don't have kids, you've probably mothered in your life somehow, whether it was like being an aunt or just living life and doing the things. So we all appreciate you 100%. I got to see my mom today, which was awesome. So just sending out some extra love for you guys. That being said, I did want to talk a little bit. We have a couple things happening this week, and then just kind of diving all into May, and then also talking to you guys a little bit about bod groups real quick, and then talking about Summit because I'm freaking pumped. Tomorrow morning for a national wake up call, she's going to talk about getting a yes from conversations and how to like overcome objections and all of that stuff. So if you feel like you've been struggling in the conversation piece, it will probably be a very good call for you to catch. She's a great coach anyway, so it would be, but just to get some different ideas. I know for conversations, the new flow chart that I've been using has literally been working for me a lot. It's really helping me get people to say yes to me, say yes to the programs and everything. So I shared that in the team page. So if you want to use it, I mean, by all means, you guys go ahead and use it. But it's just something that I still am using 4 years into the business because it just kind of helps carry the conversation where you want it to go and just staying in control of all of that. So this week, really focusing on Locking in Success Club. I know it's been kind of like pulling teeth, but I think it was just because of like we hustled our faces off in April and like May like sprung up on us. We tried doing like a May Day sale and stuff, and people were just kind of like, I think they're just kind of sitting and waiting, like, what's going to happen? Are we going to be able to go here or do this or, that kind of thing. And I really feel like there is a light at the end of the tunnel with all of this stuff. And people are finally like, okay, I can breathe. I'm going back to work. Maybe they're, off unemployment, that kind of thing. So just kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel is getting brighter. So keep showing up, keep doing you. I know that it's out of the ordinary for sure. And I've been noticing it a lot that I have been like putting myself kind of like on an island because of like what's going on. And it's just easy for me to do that. And so I've actually been trying to like challenge myself to go and like talk to people, call people, hop on Zooms when I can, that kind of thing, to like draw myself back in. So whatever you need to do to kind of like reboot yourself, by all means, obviously do that. And then this week, Thursday, we're going to be doing that coach webinar like we did last month, where it's like that Zoom link and it's going to like blow up into that Facebook group. It's still the same Facebook group page. We're going to try to change the name if we can, but I think it has to be in the last 28 days. I think you have to wait 28 days to change the Facebook group. But we'll probably change like the banner just to make it fresh and new. We'll delete everything out and kind of restart it up. I have to talk to Mary and Jesse about like what they want to do video wise and stuff. But we were kind of thinking of trying to get some coach stories on there and stuff like live. So just kind of stay tuned for that. But please add in all of your people, anybody and everybody who's interested in the opportunity. I'm going to reach out and personally invite my actual boot campers to the group just to kind of check out and see what the coaching opportunity is all about. And if you've never been on one of these calls, basically we're going to break down what we do as coaches, who we're looking for. Yes, you have to work hard, but it's so worth it. Sharing your journey, fitness first, and social media, just basically like the things that we do as a coach, to kind of give people like a test drive kind of thing to see if they would love to do this, and then kind of dive all in with that coaching opportunity. And we have really great deals for May. They can get their business started for $140, which is freaking insane. So just kind of keep that in mind. As far as bod groups, I want to apologize, but I mean, it's out of my control, but they should have launched the actual app itself to coaches first for the month of May, and then they should have made it a requirement instead of just taking away the challenge tracker app. I think they should have done kind of like a trial and error first, just to kind of get the bugs and stuff out. I do know that they are constantly rebooting, constantly retrying new things and trying to fix the bugs and stuff in bod groups. Sometimes I can literally get a new challenger, add her in, and she's good to go. And sometimes they're like, I still haven't gotten the link. So one thing that I have found that has helped with bod groups is if you are inviting somebody, instead of uploading a list or whatever it is, I invite them just individually. And then I actually copy the link to the group and give that to them as well. So they have two things to get into the group. If you're still super frustrated with bod groups, just make the switch and just go to a Facebook group. So you have both options. But what I have been doing is just sending my people a voice message and just saying like, hey, just want to check in on you, how things are going. They can still actually track their journey. Some of them are just having trouble getting into the actual bod group itself. So they're still able to track, which is probably why they actually wanted bod groups. But the community aspect obviously is nice to see and stuff too. So just be aware of that. So I've just been messaging people, just kind of emailing them maybe, every week or something, giving them a bod update or something like that. Or just checking in with your people. And then I've just been trying to post more in the group than I normally would. So normally I just have like that morning post. Today I did like a Mother's Day, like just a quick post and stuff. And then I did the other day, I was like, hey, I don't know if my stuff is tracking, but just wanted to see if you guys saw, like, I had my Shakeology, blah, 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 just trying to like let them know I'm using the app and stuff and that they can see me. And then I have made it a point to go back through and click that encourage button on all of their stuff. So if it's a Shakeology, I just click encourage. If it's like a workout, I click encourage and then I type something on it so they can see that I'm on the actual app and like showing up in the group. I know some of you tried scheduling on the app and it worked, and some of you tried and it didn't work. So I'm kind of hoping that this week it works a little bit better, but just kind of try to always have some sort of backup plan. I know some of you run like your groups like through Facebook Messenger, which is freaking awesome because it's like you have access to your people. So maybe adding your challengers into like a Facebook chat thread or like a Facebook group or something. I just opened up like a Facebook group that has all the resources in there. So like if they need meal planning or recipes or, scheduling or anything in between, I guess. And then just kind of be thinking about what you guys want to do for June for your groups. I will be using bod groups still in June, but I'm probably still going to have that like Facebook group for them to go to. I love bod groups. You can see the participants, how many Shakeologies they've had, how many workouts they've had, all of that stuff. And once the bugs get figured out, I think it's going to be wonderful. I love not having to tag people like I did on Facebook or, that kind of thing. I love the app where it's like you just take ownership of your journey and you can see what they're doing. So there are some pros and cons, but just kind of hang in there, but just kind of have some sort of idea for June. And then go through your bod groups. If you click on participants, it'll show you like Amanda, 6 workouts, 5 Shakeologies, Alyssa, 6 workouts, 6 Shakeologies, like all of that stuff. And I would go through there, you guys, and anybody that has 5 or more, I would maybe reach out to them about joining up and just checking out the coach opportunity. Because the thing is, I mean, if they've been consistent for, a week or so, like that's really all that they need is confidence that they are consistent, and coaching is going to hold them more accountable. But also something too, if you have some people who are struggling with accountability, coaching has been that thing too. So, vice versa, but just using your bod groups and the people that are tracking and just ask them to join up with the coaching app that we have. So, okay, May game plan. So there is, for Summit, for qualification was April 30th or whatever. If you hit Diamond by the 21st, you still get recognized at Summit. And I don't know if, most of you know this, but they are still going to be hosting Summit, but it's going to be virtually. And it's the 16th, 17th, and the 18th. So I believe that's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? So basically they got rid of Wednesday, Sunday, and that was like travel day and stuff. So they are still going to be doing Summit, but virtually. They're still going to be doing like the recognition and stuff. And I actually was talking to Keyshawn about our team and how I could level up our little mini summit that we're going to have. And she was talking about having, them still do like the split where you get split training and stuff, and just like trying to give them more ideas for Summit and stuff. So it will be happening, you guys. So the big team-wide push for 521, so May 21st, is like basically 2 weeks from now, is to get you that Summit qualification. They're still going to be doing it. They're still going to be like ramping it up. So just kind of keep that on your calendar, and maybe let's do like a countdown or something. But with that being said, last week T-Baby put up an album for like trackers, and she actually like made me go through my tracker last week and post it in the team page. And so I just went in and made one for this week. But if you click on Team Empower Dynasty 2020, if you click on the albums section, there's going to be an album, and then it'll have like a picture for every day. And then if you just screenshot your tracker and drop it in there, I put mine in there, and I have some holes right here in the middle, and that is for my follow-up on Teamsy. And then also like going through my posts with like likes and comments and doing all of that stuff. And I was like, crap, but I posted it and I was like, okay, I have a hole in there. So like the first thing I'm going to do tomorrow is literally like that piece. And I told myself I'm not going to bed until that box is filled. But keep in mind about the trackers on the team page and stuff, and just screenshotting yours and posting it in there. You can tag your upline, you can tag whoever you want if you've got someone that you work with all of the time. So just kind of keep that in mind, that those are there for you guys. And then I am actually going to be working every night this week. I was like, screw it, I'm ripping the Band-Aid off. I'm just going to work my business. So I'm going to work a little bit in the morning. I'm going to take the day to do my personal development and breathe and like hang out with the dogs, and like kind of get into that teacher schedule that I had before, where it was like early morning workout, work my business, be a teacher, come home, enjoy like the dogs and stuff, and then work my business at night. So I'm going to kind of continue and see how that works for me this week, especially since I'm reading Miracle Morning. I feel like I don't know, I just have to do something different. So if you want to hang out with me, it'll probably be like 8-ish p.m. Central Time every night, Monday through Thursday. I'll probably just use like the early bird link or something like that. And I think the password's like the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll probably just use that. If you want to hang out with me, just let me know. Kind of a big push for May to fill up your boot camp. I know like the beginning of May was at the end of the week. So last week was like your first full week. So this is another full week of you talking about your boot camps and sharing that opportunity with people. And then we have that sneak peek, like back-to-back weeks. And then I'm going to try to like push reset and re-ramp up for June. So Summit qualification is 521, and then we're actually going to be doing a big team qualification, which I'll talk about here in a second. But then also team page, just the tracker and stuff, and doing some power hours together. And if you're not my personally sponsored coach, you can still hop on the power hours. So I just want you guys to know that they're for everybody. I don't normally talk unless Jody's on, then I try to bother her, but otherwise I just hopefully work. Sometimes I bother her because she's got squirrel brain like I do. Okay. Super fun part. So Summit. I was sitting here and I was like, I really want to do Summit, and it happened to be on the weekend that's like my birthday or anniversary, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? Like everybody has it off. They're still doing it for Beachbody. I was like, we're still freaking having Summit. So we are going to have our own mini Summit at the lakes, which is like Arnold's Park, which is Okoboji, Iowa, which is Spirit Lake, Iowa, if you've ever heard of any of those. And we are going to, there's a lot of people up there who have like different places to stay and stuff. And so I'm going to try to coordinate that with them. But I did ask the in-laws, and like we got the lake house for like the weekend. So, and the boat and all that fun stuff. And Aaron, you know, is going to do his whole like food and boats and all that stuff. So we just wanted to open this up to everybody. Obviously it's like for the entire downline. But before I get into qualifications and stuff like that, we're just kind of looking to come together as a team, have like a big team celebration that night of the 17th. And then after that, like breaking up into groups or whatever you guys want to do, but just like knowing we're going to come together on the 17th, because I think that's when Beachbody is going to do a lot of their stuff. And then if they happen to do something on Saturday, then, you know, you can celebrate separately with your teams and everything else. But huge kind of get together party for Team Empower Dynasty and everybody who's a part of all of that. So that would be the 16th through the 19th. I know a lot of you guys, you know, if you're working and stuff, like the Friday is the 17th through the 19th and stuff. So we will be having guest speakers. I'm actually lining them up right now, possibly in person if he can travel to Iowa. Swag and stuff is happening, and doing some, you know, recognition and stuff above and beyond what Beachbody is doing. So talking with just some of the girls and just trying to find a way to help our team kind of rally. We're going to be doing a team-wide push for June 17th, I believe, is the Wednesday. I just want to make sure I have the right date. I do. Okay, so June 17th is like the big push. And then the June 18th, whatever you wake up that morning, that's what will recognize you at our summit. So we're kind of doing a push for summit, and then we're going to be doing like a Team Empower Dynasty basically push for our own mini summit. And the reason for that is, you guys, you work your asses off. You guys hustle your faces off. There's nights where you don't feel like doing it and you show up anyways, like all of those things. And I want to make sure you guys are getting recognized for all of that stuff. And so just kind of doing a team-wide push. So then, that being said, that would give us like a month to get your gifts and all that stuff ready to go and everything for the big event. So I wanted to show you in our team page a few things here real quick. Oh, look at the cute little baby. Okay, if you click on the events, I'm trying to organize this as much as I possibly can. So it says Empower Dynasty Summit. If you're part of, you know, another team, but you're still under me, like just click going, it's fine. I tried to invite everybody to it. And so what we're planning on doing is in July, everybody like coming and having a place to stay. If we need to get like Airbnbs, we totally can. Air mattresses, like, I mean, we can fit quite a few people in the lake house itself. We live 35-ish minutes from the lake. So if we need to use our house, like we have that capability. Other people and stuff live up there as well. I know that it's kind of up in the air with travel. So if you're able to drive, like that's awesome. If you can, I'm assuming you can still fly. I'm not really sure how that whole thing is working. But if you could just like click that you're going, or that like you're either, you know, like the maybe or whatever. So we have some sort of like head count, if that makes sense. I just don't want to plan on 10 people and have like 50 people end up like coming or showing up or whatever. So it is for the entire downline. And then if you like feel like you're going to be coming or whatever, or you feel like you're going to be there the whole weekend, just let me know, like, hey, I'm super open. A lot of you had the time off. I know I was talking to Kelsey and she's like, I already had the time off, so I'm going to be there. So if you already know that, if you could comment, and then we're going to get like a new thread going, just so we can have an actual conversation with like, okay, seriously, how many people do we need to feed? How many people do we need to, you know, have spots to sleep? And all of that stuff. And so I will be up there like the whole entire week. So if people want to come early or whatever it is, you know, we can definitely help kind of meet everybody with where they're at. So if you can do me a huge favor after the call, like just hop over there, click going, maybe, I don't know what else is an option. No, I don't know what else is an option, but just click those so we can at least get you in a pod and have that conversation. Don't stress and worry about a place to sleep and all that stuff. We'll get that figured out. We'll have that place for you guys. But I just wanted to let you know, like, our team is coming together. And so that's where that whole like extra push is coming from. So yeah, I guess that's kind of what's coming down the tube. So if you have questions on Summit, let me know. If you have questions on stuff that's happening in May, let me know. And anything for BOD groups. If you're having a lot of issues and stuff, let me know, because I'm in a group where I can like tag Kim Carver, and he can like try to put a speed on your group and stuff. I know that one of my groups is not opening, but the other two are, so it's kind of back and forth. Before I show you the last thing, do you guys have any questions or comments on any of these three things: BOD groups, kind of what's happening in May, and or Summit? I know it's kind of, for travel, it's kind of up in the air, but okay. I don't really know where the chat thing is, so hopefully everyone's good. Oh God, there it is. Okay. Are you talking June or July? So June is for qualification, and then July will be our mini summit. Yeah, sorry, I don't know if I said the wrong thing. So I'm trying to keep it the same as what summit normally is. So normally, like a month or two before summit happens, Beachbody like draws a line, and it's like, if whatever you wake up that Thursday or whatever is who you get recognized with at summit. So like, for an example, Kate could be diamond, you know, the Thursday that she wakes up, and she'll get celebrated as a diamond at summit. Even if she hits like 10-star by summit, she still gets recognized as a diamond coach. And then the following year is like, so it's kind of like a, I don't know, it's kind of like the end of the year cutoff, and then that's what you get celebrated as. But then what I wanted to do was give you guys an extra month to, like, obviously we're going to keep pushing anyways, but give you that extra month, and then celebrate that like week or that month-long push as well. So it's kind of like double the celebration, double the hustle, double like all this stuff, because I feel like we just need it. I feel like we just need this big celebration. We need a big recognition thing. If you can't be there, we're going to Zoom it for you guys. You know, all the things. So we're going to try to accommodate everybody, get people in if we can. If not, we're going to Zoom, like gifts, recognition, swag, like the whole thing. Like, I've literally just been sitting here like on Etsy and like all the things, and I'm ready for it. So, so yeah, hopefully that answers your question. I have no idea if I said June or July, but hopefully that helps. And I just lost the chat, so I don't know. Okay. There it is. Okay, perfect. Any other questions? Oh, as far as Success Club, how do I say this? Success Starter ticket people. So they refunded your ticket. However, I think, don't hold me to this, but I think they're going to still give you a free ticket for next year as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm not exactly sure. It depends on what they decide, but I know people were pushing hard to earn Success Starters and get that free ticket. Obviously, like, you're not going to Summit. And so stay tuned on that. Make sure you message me and stuff. However, you should be in that new test group. So if that makes sense. Because I just know like a lot of people push really hard to get their ticket paid for Summit. So just keep that in mind, stuff too. Okay. Last thing I wanted to show you before I let you guys go is something that has been working for me after I watched Carrie's thing. And I just want to show it to you, because if it's working for me, hopefully it would work for somebody else, or it might work for someone else. So, but anyway, my Facebook stories and my Instagram stories is actually been the only place I've been inviting from, which sounds terrible. But my posts on Facebook, a lot of the times it's pretty much the same people, unless I'm asking for more engagement, unless I'm hitting a different market of people. And I noticed that when I change up my stories, I'm getting new people to my posts. So like the stories, I think, is like the wheel, and once you get that wheel started and that wheel going, your posts change and the engagement in your posts change. So I've been doing the same thing on Instagram. So my story views are probably kind of low because I didn't start my stories until like this morning, so they're probably at like 100, but hopefully we have a few more. Okay, so 300. Okay, perfect. Normally my views are really low on Facebook, by the way. I'm like lucky to get like 200. But anyways, something I've noticed is that when I'm like scrolling through like stories and stuff like that, and like the first thing I come to has something that grabs my attention, so like a boomerang or something, or like food, or like if I'm scrolling through here and I see like a transformation or something like that. If you think about that, when people are scrolling through your stories and they see something that draws their eye, they're going to more likely click on it. So in the morning, like those of you who do your workout videos, like your TikToks or whatever, like having that be like at the first thing that people see, they're like, holy crap, this girl's ready to go. But the first thing that they see, if it's like you barely waking up, they're probably not going to click on it. So just kind of being more intentional with your first starter in the morning, if that makes sense. Like your first frame, your first picture, whatever it is. So when you see this, you can see these, like, this is obviously the dog and Aaron, so it's not a very good picture. That's probably why it only has 300 views, but like maybe food has more. Maybe, I don't know, Jen's like taking a picture and like showing her baby belly or something. I don't know. Like it would just make people like, oh, what's going on, or click or something. So a transformation, you know, maybe your face, maybe like, I don't know, that kind of thing. The first frame, like the first picture, has been gets you more views, if that makes sense. So like what you post first in the morning is going to help your views. The second thing I've noticed is I always
Good morning, Lisa.
That's really annoying. Sorry. Trying to pause it. There we go. Is if you go to Facebook stories and you go to the right and you start to scroll a little bit. So what I've been doing is grabbing my phone, and in the morning when I drink my pre-workout, I go through this entire list. And if there's anybody brand new to my stories, I'm like, hey, Alyssa, thanks so much for checking out my stories yesterday. Your support means so much to me. I hope you have a fabulous week. Sending it to her. Or, hey, Alyssa, thanks for catching my stories yesterday. It means a lot that you're following the journey. Did you have a good weekend, or whatever it is? And if you want to have those conversations, go for it. For me, I don't really like small talk, so it's hard for me to ask questions, but it's up to you. But if it's a new viewer, sending that actual message to her gets her like, oh, who is she? Oh yeah, I did, watch her stories. A lot of people watch these stories and they're just like breezing through them. If you send them a message and say like, thanks for catching my story, they're more likely to start to focus on your story. Because y'all know, like when you buy a vehicle, the next day you see it everywhere. That's because that's what you're focused on, and that's where your energy goes, and that's like all of that stuff. So go through this list. Obviously, like a lot of these are going to be my coaches, but you're going to go through the list. Let's just say Aaron's like a new person. So I'd grab my phone, send Aaron a message. Okay. I'm going to go through this entire list. I'm not going to message anybody back. I'm not going to answer the coach pod. I'm not going to answer Jody asking me about her filter. Like I'm not going to like answer any of those questions until I am done. Okay. And so when I first started, it took me a little bit longer, but now like once you go through, you kind of know if these people are new or not, if that makes sense. Like I can scroll through pretty quick and see most of these are coaches. So what I'm hoping to do is get 5 to 10 new people watching my stuff. And I know that sounds really low, but when you first start, you're going to have like 50 to like 500 people. And then as it like dwindles down, you're going to want to get like 5 to 10 new people watching your stories. How do you do that? With your first frame, having it be something that's intriguing. It doesn't always have to be a transformation. It doesn't always have to be whatever, just something that like catches people's eye and something that like draws people in. So if it's like a boomerang, like it moves right away. So it's kind of like when you're on the TikTok page and like it's moving, you like want to click and watch it. It's that same thing. So like your TikTok videos and stuff, it's got like a weird like vibe to it, and so people like watch it and then they end up watching the rest of your stories, versus like if you're like, oh, good morning, like taking a crazy picture like I used to do. Not very many people go through that. Okay. So go through all of these people. So first of all, obviously like the first frame that you put up tomorrow morning, have it be like awesome, like a quote, a cool picture, like something that's super bright, something that grabs my attention. The second thing, go through all of your story viewers and just send them thank you messages if they're new. If they're not new, like I don't really need to message every single one of my coaches. I love you guys. I'm so happy you support me, but I do not need to message all of you guys. So go through that list. Once you're finished, then I screenshot that list of people. So what that means is I literally go to like Facebook messages. Okay. And so I would just like screenshot like my Facebook messages, because all of the people I just like talked to were all of those thank yous. And so I screenshot that. So if you don't have room on your phone, what's something you can do is I just select all of the pictures. So like, let's just say it's 5 pictures, and I email it to myself and I say invite on Wednesday on Facebook as like the subject header or whatever. And I just email them to myself, and then I delete all of the pictures off of my phone. Okay. So then on Tuesday morning, I would wake up, do the exact same thing, hopefully get new people, 5 to 10, 300, whatever your views and stuff are, new people, not the same people from yesterday, new people. Do the same thing, like every single morning, Monday through Friday. That's what I do when I wake up. And some mornings I have 5 people, some mornings I have 50 people, some mornings I have 100 people. It really just depends on your views and what people were interested in and stuff. But every single time you go through and do the thank you messages, screenshot your inbox and just email it to yourself and say 2 days later. So on Monday, you're going to say invite on Wednesday. On Tuesday, invite on Thursday. On Wednesday, invite on Friday. Does that make sense? So come Wednesday or whatever, you have a list of people to invite directly to. And so what I do with those people in my email, I open it up, grab my phone, go to the person. She should have a message from me 2 days earlier that says, hey, I caught you watching my stories. Thanks so much. You know, that kind of thing. And then 2 days later, I'm like, hey, girlfriend, I still see you following along with the journey. Did you happen to want any more information on my boot camp kicking off? Or like the Kate Schultes invite where she's like, what does she say? Hey, I caught you on my stories. I don't know if you saw, but I'm enrolling for my next boot camp. Would you be down for information or something like that? So it takes care of the connection. It takes care of the inviting. And you're doing it every single day. I do only go through stories Monday through Friday because I feel like Saturday and Sunday I just kind of need a break, and my stories aren't the same because my routine's not really the same. But that's what I've been doing. And the people that I signed for this month, I think all of them, besides one or two people, were people that I literally have been like this whole connecting, inviting thing. However, I will say, like, sticking to it and being consistent is what's going to help you. So if you're really wishy-washy, freaking commit. Like, I'm gonna do this every single morning from 5 to 5:15. After 5:15, I'm just gonna go. So like, commit to a time frame, set a timer, and like just get to work and message those people Monday through Friday. And then just once you thank them, screenshot, 2 days later, invite them. So in between those 2 days, what can you be doing? You have a list of these people. Instead of Facebook scrolling, go to their freaking pages, comment, like, go to their stories, give them some heart emojis or whatever it is. So instead of engaging with random ass people that you don't know, or like scrolling your newsfeed and wasting hours of your time, go to your Gmail, open up those pictures, go to those people and like and comment on their stuff. Okay, that's what I've been doing. Because I was like spending all this time liking and commenting on these random people, and I'm like, why am I doing this? Like, I get it, but at the same time, like, I don't get it. Because if they're not really like watching my stuff, but at the same time, there is a benefit. Obviously, it brings them to your page, it brings them to your stories. But this has literally been like that game changer for me. So, oh, I saw the chat. Hold on one second. I'm trying to find the chat and won't pop up since I'm on my. Can someone like comment in the chat real fast so it pops up for, oh, there it goes. Never mind. Sorry. Okay. Damn, look at that new phone. Do you still invite if they ghost you? Thank you for, okay. Yes. So, no matter, like literally no matter what. So I will go through, so tomorrow morning, I'm going to wake up, go through my all these views, and then screenshot. And then I'm just going to email myself that to my Gmail. And then I'm going to go work out. I'm going to do my stories. I'm going to do my likes and comments on my posts, all of that stuff like I normally do. And then do the same thing on Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, since it's just starting this process, by Wednesday, you'll have that list of people to invite. 9 times out of 10, they are still watching your stuff. They just don't always run their messenger like we do. Some people don't even have the Facebook Messenger app, which I didn't even know that was like a thing that they were separate, but I guess it is. So some people can watch your stories, but like don't have Facebook Messenger, if that makes sense. So that's why I was just saying that sometimes it's good if you go back and like and comment on their page. So instead of just the stories and just the messenger, some people aren't ignoring you. They just don't have Facebook Messenger. So I like and comment on their stuff. And so they see me in my stories and then they see me on their page. Hopefully they're like, I should message her or check my messenger kind of thing. So I still invite them because 9 times out of 10, they're probably still watching my stories. And then I asked a question today because I was like, okay, where do I, or when do I invite the people who aren't new or whatever it is? Because like, let's just say I'm going through my list, and let's say Alyssa's been creeping me forever and I messaged her last week or whatever. When you're going through your stories, when you're thanking people, if you see somebody like consistently, you could like message them and be like, hey sis, I see you in my stories, tell me what's holding you back. Like something soft like that, instead of a general invite, if that makes sense. I try to make it more conversational. So tomorrow, wake up, open up your Facebook stories, go to the side, go through any new people, grab your phone, send them a message like, hey, thanks so much for catching my stories. It means the world to me. Have the best day ever. Okay. And then screenshot all of those, email it to yourself, go to your like daily shit. And then Tuesday, exact same thing. Story views, thank yous, screenshot, email, go do your stuff. Okay. Wednesday, you're going to do the same thing. But now when you send your invites, you're going to be super intentional because you have a list from Monday. And I still message them. I say like, you know, hey, I see you're still catching my stories. Just curious if you would be down for more information. And people were like, oh my God, yeah, I just saw your message from Monday. Like I'm super crappy at checking my messages, or, you know, something like that. Like, let me show you Heidi's message because she was the one. I think I have to exit out. Hold on. Just to help answer your question. H-E-I-D. Okay, so this is annoying. 1 second. I just want to show you the process because it's H-E-I-D. Okay. I just have to scroll here real quick. 1 second. Okay. So let's see. Sent her a happy birthday message or whatever. She responded, and I just like was talking to her and stuff. Then on April 21st, I said, Heidi, thanks for always following my fitness journey, even if you're just breezing by the stories in this chaotic time. Hope you have the best week. I'm serving people. I'm not looking for a sale. I don't even care if she responds. I just want her to know, like, I genuinely am so thankful for her. Okay. So the next day she responds, thanks. No, I usually watch your journey. It's fascinating. Hope the rest of your week goes good. And I was like, awesome, you know, cool. We could totally do this together. And I just left it at that. She didn't respond to me. So I was like, whatever. I'm not looking for a sale. I'm just going to leave it at that because I know in 2 days or whatever it is, I'm inviting her. But notice I went from the 21st to the 29th. So Jen, I just had talked to her literally like 2 days when I was supposed to be inviting her. And so I was like, we're kind of mid conversation. So I didn't want to like invite her mid conversation. So I did wait a couple more days. But she was still following. And so I was like, girl, I still see you following my journey. I would rather link arms and do this together. My fitness challenge is kicking off soon. Would you be open for more information? And she was like, yeah, cool. I'll see what it's about. And then I just sent her like the conversation flow chart. But that was like that initial, hey, thanks for watching my stories. And then the message. I'm trying to think of somebody who was, it actually might be Peggy, that I did that same thing. And then I did a video or something that she caught. 1 second. I'm just scrolling through the conversation flow chart. Hopefully this makes sense though. Okay, yeah, so this one she watched one of my posts. I'm trying to think of someone else who, I'm just trying to think of the other girl that, oh, maybe it was Leandra. So anyway, I've just been doing this Monday through Friday and just really doing a lot with connections, a lot with like that connection piece, and then sending that invite, whether they respond or not, because honestly, like, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But also like the, here's this one. So love your support on my fitness journey. Even if you're just breezing by, I appreciate you. How's your week so far? Then she responded and I was like, cool, awesome. It's been good. This weekend has been weird, just trying to stay busy. She's like, sorry to hear that. I'm like, thank you, means a lot. She's like, you're welcome. Then notice I did not message her because I messaged her on the 29th. I wasn't going to message her until May 1st. And she responded and was like, hey, I was thinking about starting a new workout program. She's my cousin, by the way, but like removed like 3 times. So she knows who I am and she knows what I'm about, but I didn't say anything about it. But she came to me because I was the last person on her mind. And I think this is why this is working, if that makes sense. So tomorrow, you can do the same thing on Instagram. I know a lot of you guys hang out on Instagram more than you do Facebook. I'm very Facebook oriented. I don't know why, but I need to get over on Instagram, but you can do the exact same thing. Scroll through your Instagram stories. If it's a new person, just be like, hey sis, thanks so much for catching my stories. Even if you're just breezing by, it means the world to me. How was your weekend or something like that? Screenshot those, send it to your email, and then this time say invite on Wednesday from Instagram. So you know like the difference between the two. That's all I would do. And then do the exact same thing. And then on Instagram, instead of messaging and liking and commenting on a bunch of rando people, use that list. Go through likes, go through comments, go through story views, that kind of thing. Interact with the people who are interacting with you. Does that help, Jen? Sorry, I don't know where the chat is on the freaking thing. Okay, there we go. Let me know if that helps. But I've been doing this every morning, Monday through Friday. When Jody's like working out, I'm usually like creepily working on my phone. But that's helped a lot, and that's where I got my invites from. And so that's why I haven't gotten to the whole likes and comments on my posts, because I've gotten a lot of conversations out of my stories alone. So if I was smart, I would be doing likes and comments on my posts too. I just was like burning myself out because I was trying to work all day and do all these things. And so I'm trying to compartmentalize the stuff that I do. So I'm going to wake up, drink my juice, go through my stories, send thank yous, screenshot, email it to myself, go do my own stuff, stop messaging my coaches early in the morning, like trying to put fires out in the morning. It's not supposed to be done until at the end of my tracker. And so I need to stick to my tracker. But doing this in the morning, working out, doing the rest of your business stuff. And then those messages will start to come in, like the, hey, how was your weekend? Oh my gosh, it was awesome. Like the weather was great, blah, blah, blah. Leave those messages. Do not respond to them until the end of the day, because you will burn yourself out. I accidentally did that. So don't do that. But you will start to have good conversations with people, and it does not have to go to anything, because in a couple of days you're going to invite them anyways. So it doesn't have to go anywhere. You're just connecting with them and building with them. So that's definitely been helping. So I wanted to show that to you guys. So I know it kind of got a little long, sorry, but it's been working. So totally encourage you to do that. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, I mean, if you're on Instagram, 99.9% of the time, don't go spend time on Facebook. Start on Instagram. If you know what I mean? Like I start on Facebook because that's where I hang out. And then I go to Instagram if I'm like, have new people and stuff. I do try to use a different message though, like on Facebook and Instagram. I don't want to like use the same thing, because sometimes I accidentally like talk to the same people and I don't know, because like their Instagram handle is different from Facebook, and I'm not a creep and stuff, and like thanking them twice is like, if that's the worst thing I do, then whatever, you know. And if they're creeping on me on both, then whatever. But I just try to use a different message though. So yeah, that's definitely been something that has been working just in conversations and stuff. And then I know on the tracker, like it says 20 conversations or connections or whatever. That's what I'm counting as my connections, is those like 20 thank you messages. If that makes sense. And then I'm more intentional about liking and commenting on their stuff, and then going to my followers and doing that, because then it's like they're watching your stuff, you're watching their stuff, you're liking and commenting. It's like you're becoming BFFs, and then they sign up, and then now you're just rocking the journey with them, kind of thing. So okay, perfect. Sorry, the comment a little long, but hopefully that helps.